You should know Michael Myers is my guy. Halloween is my second favorite franchise of all time, right behind Evil Dead.
Swallow this.
Today we're going to continue the series where I rank iconic horror movie posters from worst to best. However, for old time's sake, I thought I would go back to the old format I used to do. So today we're going to do a tier ranking, and here's the rules. I have 14 movie posters to rank. Yes, it's not 14 movies, but I'll get to that. The rule is I have to put at least 3 posters in every category. So even if I like all of these, or I dislike all these, I'm going to have to man the f*** up and do something about it. Let's look at the categories. Category number 1, the Boogeyman, the All-Stars, the VIPs, the MVPs, the GOATs, one of the greats, the Kobe's, the Mount Rushmores. Category number 2, Loomis Paradise 6 times. Now let me explain this. I made this little clip to explain what this means. Here we go.
This guy, I shot him 6 times.
Category number 3, the Little Sister Biatch. I can't say bitch too much or YouTube's gonna get mad at me. So, the Little Sister Biatch. The ones on the lower tier where you're kind of like, it's not so good, but it's not dreadful. Category number 4, the worst, Dick Eczema. Because nobody wants that. Let's get this thing started. I'm going to pick at random. And stop. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. We're already starting out with the one that doesn't have Michael Myers, and we're doing basically Michael Myers poster ranking. How does that make sense? This honestly isn't that bad for being its own product. Tagline, the night no one comes home. The design isn't half bad. It does have that 80s font right there. I always love a red and black blend together for a poster. And that bluish white does develop a pretty good contrast between the two. I love the face in the middle right here, and I love the children. You just get the silhouette of them walking down the street. And you got a little street lamp right there. Obviously, there's better posters out there, but I don't think this is god awful either. For right now, I'm gonna go the Little Sister Biatch. It's just kind of mid. Next. And stop. Halloween Resurrection. Tagline, evil finds its way home. We've seen Michael Myers with the knife with the character lineup plenty of times in the past. You've had Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween 6. Halloween H2O didn't have a knife, but it still had the same essence. I feel like the design of Michael Myers right here in its entirety could have been done better. And I don't like the tagline along his face. And the character lineup right here doesn't blend well. This honestly looks like a really bad B-movie parody of itself. And this is the poster they come up with. Like how? So ladies and gentlemen, I'm not rocking with this one. We have a first entry into Dick Eczema. So go ahead and scratch that junk. You sick, perverted motherfucker. Next. And stop. Halloween the OG, 1978, baby. Let's go. This is one of the greats, okay? We can go ahead and get that out of the way. This is one of the greatest poster designs of all time. Definitely the best of the franchise. There really are layers to this poster. Halloween, the night he came home. The amount of detail is mind-blowing. To the simple veins on Michael's hand. And for years, I never noticed this. Michael's knuckles right here actually looks like a face, like somebody's screaming. And once you look at that, you can never unsee it. When I see this, I look at it every time. And the slowly transitioning right here from the knife into the pumpkin. The colors are vibrant. I love the cutout in the pumpkins. I love the Halloween font right here. And I love the little shine they put on the knife. And plus the angles. I can legit talk about this for hours. So let's get this one out of the way. It's going in Dick. Nah, I'm just playing. This is going in the Boogeyman. Well deserved. Next. And stop. Okay, we have one of the additions. I have a sweet spot for Halloween 6. I know it. I go against the norm. I love the version of Michael we got in Halloween 6. It's so brutal. That man's a savage monster. You don't want to fuck with him. The story's You can find a better story with a more taste than the goddamn Arby's dumpster in the back in Detroit somewhere after you smell that roast beef that's been sitting there in that little corner getting eaten on by roaches and rats. And it would still have more flavor than this piece of shit. This Halloween 6 poster right here from the producer's cut, to me, it outdoes the original 86 poster by far, by a landslide. Just a new color grade, just a new font, the black and white and the red coloring of the knife, the new image of the screaming woman in the knife. There was no way I was going to pass up the opportunity to show this to you guys, chat. I mean, come on. Compare the two, apples to oranges. So I'm personally going to put this, because this is one of my favorites, I'm going to put it in Loomis Paradise, shot him 6 times.
I shot him 6 times!
Next. And stop. Halloween Kills. The biggest challenge of making these ranking videos is not giving too much insight on the forefront. I love the updated look of Michael Myers. I love the way he looked in 2018. But just that burn damage he had, it's like Michael Myers going Super Saiyan, baby. But there's something so dominant, and Michael brings a whole new aura when you see his face and the mask on the poster right here. You add that to the fire and the highlights and the shadows and the overall amount of detail and the cinematic look of this poster, yeah, I really rock with it. It's personally one of my favorites out there. Looks like he's coming back with a vengeance. I'll fuck you up. I am also going to put this in Loomis Paradise. Shot him 6 times.
I shot him 6 times!
Next. And stop. Halloween Ends. Now, one of the things I didn't like about the Blumhouse trilogy is the repetitiveness of the posters. Now, I will say some of these Halloween Ends posters out there, especially like the IMAX one and the one with him and Laurie, those are phenomenal. But for this one, I just feel like they didn't capture that same essence as the previous 2 films. The 2018, it's about as simplistic as you can get. Halloween Kills, they went a little bit extra with it, but it's also not overdone. I mean, Michael looks great and the design on the mask is fine, but you can only give so much credit to rehashed ideas. So this one definitely doesn't pack the punch the rest of them did. So I'm going to put this in the Little Sister Biatch. Next. And stop. Okay, Halloween 2018. I remember the first time I ever saw this movie poster. I was on my way to work. I was overjoyed that we was getting another Halloween movie. It had been almost 10 years since we got one. I still have the same opinion today as I did back then. I am not the biggest fan of this poster. Take in mind, I'll make a little disclaimer here. I think Michael Myers looks absolutely stunning in 2018. The aged mask, love it. The way James Jude Courtney portrayed him, love it. Cosmetically, Michael looks phenomenal. But however, there's something about just the angle of this mask and the way the mask looks right here. I honestly don't rock with it. I didn't like it back then. I still don't like it to this day. It just doesn't give me that visual that it does in the movie. Now, design-wise, I love it. You can't get any more simple than this. You have Michael with the mask. I love the hair light in the background right here. I love the key light on his face. Now you can barely see his eyes, especially the messed up one. I just wish they was able to capture the same essence and the same cosmetic look they have in the movie. So we have our first change here. Let me tell you what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to put this in the Little Sister Biatch, and I'm actually going to move Halloween Ends down to Dick Eczema, because I do like it more than Ends. I do. So I'm following my instincts, and this is what I'm going to do for now. Next. And stop. Halloween 5. You cannot go wrong with this movie poster. Tagline, Michael lives, and this time, they're ready. My favorite thing about this poster is the way the knife transforms into Jamie's costume there. That's a nice touch. Other than that, it's just a rehash of Halloween 4, which Halloween 4 did do it better. But this is still nice. This image of Michael Myers right here is probably the most famous of all time. Rightfully so, because this mask right here looks great. And I thought for years this was a real mask they used for a photo shoot for the posters. But it's actually just a painting. But it's still good enough to intrigue me. If I had never seen Halloween 5 and I saw this, I'd be like, okay, yeah, this looks pretty good. Matter of fact, I remember way back when, in the Blockbuster days, I used to go to Blockbuster and I used to rent Halloween 4, Halloween 5.
You like Halloween 6? What the fuck, bro?
Fucking loser! If you did the same, drop down Blockbuster Club down below. Represent the good old days, man. Fuck Netflix and their gouging prices. I'm gonna put this Loomis Paradise, shot him 6 times, cue the music.
I shot him 6 times!
Next. And stop. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007. There's actually 2 different versions of this poster. I'm going with the most common one. Tagline, Evil Has a Destiny. A Rob Zombie film, Halloween. Chat, I'll tell you straight up. This poster right here, it's one of the greats. There is legit not one single con I can give you about this poster. God, I was in middle school when this came out. Small little story right here. I was on a field trip in school and I got a hold of this newspaper, right? And it had this picture, I posted right here, it had this picture of Michael Myers in the newspaper. One of my friends actually pointed it out to me because I've always been a horror fan. Friends, family know me. If they see anything horror related, they're like, hey, look at this. 9 times out of 10, I've already seen it, but I was like, oh, cool, thanks for letting me know that, you know? But yeah, it was an image of Michael Myers, this image right here, promoting the new Halloween movie. And I was like, oh my God, Michael Myers looks great, dude. I can't wait to see this movie. And Halloween 2007 was actually the first ever Halloween movie I had seen in theaters. The first time I saw this poster, I was like, oh my God, this is blowing my balls off. The amount of creativity this poster has is just, it's ungodly. So not only do you have the silhouette of Michael Myers that looks scary, holding the knife that makes him even more scary, holding the mask and the way the mask is highlighted, which is even more scary. But you also have the mask behind him, superimposing over the landscape and like the woods in the house where he's standing at, which is amazing. It has like stills of the movie embedded in the mask, but they're in shape of like newspaper form. Say what you want to about Rob Zombie's Halloween. Some love it, some hate it. This poster is one of the best Halloween posters to this day. This is going straight to the Boogeyman. No questions asked. I can only imagine the thought process of how to structure this design. 10 out of 10, man. 10 out of 10. Next, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Tagline, 10 years ago, he changed the face of Halloween. Tonight, he's back. Now, you've seen this image from Halloween 5, but let's talk about this Halloween 4 poster who did it better. So not only do you have more of the image of this mask right here, but you also have the iconic scene of Michael coming out of the house to chase Laurie. I love having Mr. Myers here front and center. This illustration alone of Michael's mask is iconic for a reason. The amount of details it has, the imperfections on the mask, even down to the weathering on the neck. The way the hair is styled and looped up right there just like it was in the original. And then you add the throwback of Michael coming out of the house right there. Guys, come on, you know where this is going. This is straight up the Boogeyman. My only complaint is you fucked the mask up in Halloween 4. We have 4 more to go. We have to put one more in Dick Eczema. And we have to put one more in the little sister Biatch. Halloween H2O. So we've talked about Resurrection already, which basically rehashes the whole idea. It just added a knife. I do feel like this does it better. Tagline, this summer, terror won't be taking a vacation. That tagline could have been a lot better, guys. Come on. I mean, Jesus. The way they designed Michael right here to be in the background more in that black void does work a lot better than Resurrection. And the character lineup also looks a lot better. But believe it or not, the only thing I don't like about this poster is the H2O just wallpaper in the background right there. I mean, why are you watermarking your own poster? The fuck? So for right now, I'm going to put this in Loomis Paradise. That might change. Like I said, I had to put 3 in each category. I don't know where to put that, but I kind of do like the poster. So I'm going to put it right there for now. Next, Halloween 6. Halloween 6. I've already touched on this movie poster once. This is just the original version from the original Halloween 6, the theatrical cut. I've always loved the H6 mask. I love Michael holding the knife. The off-putting thing though is why is Michael wearing gloves? He's never done that. Is that supposed to be a hint at the Man in Black? But even in the producer's cut, when Michael Myers did dress like the Man in Black, he didn't put gloves on. That's honestly a nice addition. I actually think that makes Michael Myers look a little bit more scary. I wouldn't say in person, but for the theatrics of the poster, it's not half bad. But I'm not going to be super redundant and talk about everything I've already talked about with the producer's cut. So for right now, I'm going to go the little sister Biatch. Next. Let's just go down the line from here. We only got 2 left. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. This is definitely a different take on a Halloween poster. I mean, you see Michael Myers in action right here. This is definitely a more modern design, but I still have the same reaction as I did when I first saw this. I was just like, okay. It's just kind of messed up, but this image is just like a screenshot from the movie, from the hospital sequence. I could never unsee that. But I do like that modern take on it, honestly. I love the stormy clouds. I love the rain coming down. Michael Myers holding somebody's hair. Look at the way he's holding that hair. It looks like he's about to get some So this is what I'm going to do for now. So I'm actually going to put this in the little sister Biatch. And I'm going to have to move Halloween 3 down here. Last but not least, Halloween 2. More of the night he came home. So this is going to be a little bit of a hot take. I really don't understand the hype for this movie poster. Now the opening credits, where we get the pumpkin and it burst open and we get that skull, Chef's kiss. I don't see anything kind of representing what Halloween is. I don't see this representing Michael Myers. I don't see this representing anything from the franchise other than it being a Halloween holiday kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like a generic, oh, scary pumpkin, scary kind of skull kind of thing. Design wise, it's beautiful. Theme wise, as it pertains to the movie, But if you like it, good on you. I'm not gonna hate on it. It's just not for me. So last but not least, I'm gonna have to put that in Little Sister Biatch. So there's my ranking, ladies and gentlemen. But chat, before you go, let me know what your ranking is. Because a lot of these is honestly interchangeable. My top wouldn't change. But honestly, most of these, even down to like Dick Eczema, I can probably change out with some of these. But nonetheless, let me know your ranking of these. Drop it down in the comments. I would love to see your ranking. If you have any questions, thoughts, ideas, we can talk about it. Let's start a thread. Thank you guys so much for taking part of your day to kicking with me. You know I appreciate it. I love you all. Until next time, adios.